Good morning. Thank you for tuning into the channel. Eric Bernaccio here, doing our daily reading from the Alcoholics Anonymous daily devotional book. Today is June 11th, and the topic is family obligations. A spiritual life which does not include family obligations may not be so perfect after all. I can be doing great in the program, applying it at meetings, at work, and at service activities, and find that things have gone to pieces at home. I expect my loved ones to understand, but they cannot. I expect them to see and value my progress, but they don't see unless I show them. Do I neglect their needs and desires for attention and concern? When I'm around them, am I irritable or boring? Or are my amends a mumbled sorry? Or do I take the form of patience and tolerance? Do I preach to them, trying to reform or fix them? Have I ever really cleaned house with them? The spiritual life is not a theory. We have to live it. Now, what this sounds like to me is holding on to something and not allowing everything to be completely changed for whatever reason. Like maybe there's some turmoil at home with your family that hasn't been dealt with. And as part of becoming a Christian and giving your life to Christ, or joining a fellowship and doing step work, you need to clean all areas of your life, including your home, because you can't have one thing out of balance in which you are still living in the past, because it's always going to cause this uprising of discomfort and eventual resentment, in which is going to cause you to possibly turn back to your addiction of choice. Family needs to be very high of importance when it comes to your recovery, because they are usually your support system. And that's not in all cases, but especially if you have family that have been there right along and they've been through a lot of the pain and hurt that you've put them through. You need to make sure that you delegate a certain amount of time to them each week, maybe each day, whatever the case may be, in which you're able to at least grow a new healthy relationship with them. If every time you see them or talk to them, it's just talking about how and what you did of your past, then there has been no growth. There is a something that needs to be mended in order to move forward, in order to gain trust, in order to give love and see love back in return. So you need to get to the root of the problem and have a conversation, and maybe take a different apologetic approach in which you're going to attempt to mend the situation, and seek help from others too. Like, you need to have friends, and you need to have counsel, whether it's a mentor, a pastor, Christian followers, a sponsor, somebody else in the fellowship, someone else that has good recovery, whatever the case may be. You need to have some sort of positive influence in your life in which you can go to and bounce answers off of, and bounce questions off of, and receive answers from. Now, this is very vital for anybody. Don't matter if you're in recovery or not, or if you've been cleansed by the blood of the Lord or not. If you just have daily issues or problems, we should all be talking to somebody in order to keep our mental health at a progressive, to be progressive with our mental health, because we don't want to fall into ruts, fall into isolation, fall into depression, all these different labels that the world wants to give us. The point is, it's just because we have a lack of communication, a lack of correspondences trying to help us within our lives. And if we don't allow ourselves to open up, eventually we're gonna go off like a tea kettle, and we're just gonna start screaming when we're at boiling point. And it's really important that we don't allow that to happen, so we have releases. And that's what that is. It's a release. It's speaking about how you feel, how you're emotionally dealing with things, and getting feedback in which could help you in these situations. And when it comes to family, it's very difficult, because usually there's a lot of pain, a lot of turmoil, a lot of hurt that has been inflicted upon your family, because the ones we love the most are the ones that we treat the worst, because it's so easy to manipulate and deceive them, because they want to see you actually do good, and they have that hope that you'll do good, but then you keep burning them over and over and over and over and over. So then you need to mend that in such a way where you're placing God first. The way to mend that truly is through action, not through words. Sorries don't cut it anymore. And if you want to have a true change in your family life, you need to seek God first, because it tells us in the Bible that we must love God with all our heart and all our mind and all our soul, and that is before even our own mother, our father, our children, and our wife. God needs to come first, okay? And it's really vital to anybody's recovery, anybody's walk with the Lord, and anybody's situation in which continuously drags them through the mud, or something that they're not able to overcome, because Jesus will help us overcome these situations. And when you're with your family, where are you? Are you presently there in your mind, or are you just there physically? Like, you need to give them your attention. You need to put all devices away. Anything to do with social media, your phone, this and that, etc. Are you irritable and boring? Like, you should be happy and vibrant that you're spending time with your family that didn't even want you around. You need to be dedicated to trying to grow a relationship and try extra hard, put in extra effort, surprise them, do things that you normally wouldn't, keep it vibrant and alive, and you got to continuously show how much you love them through action. Are you trying to fix them? Because a lot of times you're the problem that created their problems. And everybody has their own problems, but you can't control anybody else's walk with the Lord. You can only lead by example and teach through what God has done through you. And the hope is that they will see something in you and make them want to change. So you can't go force feeding what has helped you down their throat, but you can show them through action. And through action, they will probably more than likely see something attractive through you, not just maybe physically, but also spiritually, that is making them want to be more like you, because of the way that you are able to deal and handle situations in your life. So make sure you keep family in your top 3. God comes first, then your wife or your spouse, then comes your family and your children. That's the order in which we're supposed to love our loved ones, okay? And when you love God first, I guarantee you, your family will come together and be more whole and more complete and more a greater loving environment than you have ever experienced before. So I just hope this word helps somebody today, and everybody have a blessed day. Thank you.